A client recently asked me about motivation, and as you can probably see, it's a typical winter's day here on the Monaro. It's cloudy and you can probably hear the breeze, and it's not real cold, not real warm. The sun's trying to come out, so it'll come good here in a minute. But motivation on days and in winter when it's like this can be a little tough, even for people like me. And so I wanted to share with you some of the tips that I use to keep me motivated when, you know, things aren't going my way. And one of the big things I do is I look towards the big picture. So I'll give you an example at the moment. I'm ground working a whole heap of young horses. Competition horses are having a spell. So I'm doing a lot of fairly, basic kind of stuff. And sometimes I get a bit sick of it. Like, I enjoy riding well-trained horses. But what I have to remember is that to ride a well-trained horse, there's a lot of work that goes into that. So I tend to look at the big picture. So like ground working these young horses here today, I think about the fact that this is an essential part of their program. And I try not to dwell too much on the fact that it's pretty simple. So just by keeping an eye on the big picture, I tend to keep myself motivated. And I guess part of that is goals. So say, for example, I've got a young gelding here who is about ready to go out, and I set myself some goals with him that to see if I could get him doing certain manoeuvres on the ground by a certain date. And that's kept me going with him. Instead of just feeling like I'm stuck and stagnating and feeling like I'm going around in circles with him, if I actually set myself a bit of a challenge, and I'm not pushing him and I'm not working him any harder than I would, but I've got a bit of a goal and I've got a deadline, and if I don't meet it, it's not the end of the world. It's like all goals. A goal is just something you aim toward, and if you don't meet it, it's not the end of the world. So that just helps me keep going. Something else when it comes to motivation is other people. Go to a clinic. Get online and look at what other people are doing. If, there's no clinics on around you, like here at the moment on the Monaro, not much happens. Get on the internet and go through and have a look, whether it's the YouTube channel that we've got or someone else's, or videos or videos of people that inspire you. Get on there and have a look and see what they're doing and try and get that fire back in your belly. I know when, it's the days are long and hard and cold, and it's important to remember that I used to have full-time jobs and have to work horses around that too. I remember what it's like, and I even know now what it's like to not really feel like getting out and doing what you have to do with your horse. So, look for that kind of stuff to keep you motivated. And something else that I think is really important is sometimes you maybe you need a break. Sometimes it's not a bad thing to take a few weeks off. Sometimes you can, put your horses in the paddock for a week, or maybe go and do something else, like treat yourself a little bit. Maybe say, okay, this week I'm not going to ride my horses, but instead I'm going to catch up with those non-horsey friends for a coffee. Or, maybe you're just going to spend a bit more time, doing something with your family or something like that. But change your routine. Sometimes I think if we feel like we're just stuck in an endless routine, we get lost. We feel like it's just a repetitive loop and we're not getting anywhere. So sometimes just breaking our focus and changing things up can really help. And you know what? Our horses really appreciate it too. And the other thing is, maybe try something different with your horse. If you're going to keep riding him and keep working him, do some different exercises. Go and look up and have a look and see what other exercises are out there that you can do that you haven't done before. I have stuff set up in my arena all the time, but I also have that trail course. And, sometimes if I have young horses and I'm feeling a bit stuck in their training and I feel like they need a bit of a break, we'll go and play on the trail course, or we'll go, I do a lot of riding out in the bush, just to make it different. And I go different tracks and go different places and give them something different to do. But anyway, look, there's a heap of other stuff that you can do and you can learn about, but there's just a few tips from me, and just think, think about, think what it would take for you to get that enjoyment back and maybe try it. And if that doesn't work, try something else. But anyway, guys, have fun.